Today we're going to learn William Shakespeare Sonnet 13. Went to the sessions of sweet silent thought. So this is an English sonnet, or also called Shakespeare sonnet. And let's see what's a sonnet. Sonnet is a poem of 14 lines. So this 14-line poem divided into three quatrains, and a couplet. So total 14 lines. So couplet is a 2-line stanza. Quatrain is a 4-line stanza. So quatrain is a 4-line stanza. Couplet is a 2-line stanza. So 3 quatrains plus a couplet. Total 40 lines. This is a sonnet. So let's see the structure of the poem sonnet. So this is a Shakespeare sonnet, and the rhyme scheme is AB AB CD CD EF EF GG. This is a couplet. So quatrain 1, quatrain 2, quatrain 3. So let us see a rhyme scheme. So the last word in the first line, thought, rhymes with third line, last word, sought. Thought, sought. So A. Then second line, past, rhymes with the waste. B. So AB is a rhyme scheme in first quatrain, and the second quatrain, flow, rhymes with O, night rhymes with sight. So this is a CD. In third quatrain, foregone, mourn rhymes, tell over, before. So EF. So in third quatrain, and then the couplet, friend, end. So this is a couplet rhyming. GG. So rhyme scheme is AB CD CD EF G. So in this sonnet we see iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter contains 5 iambs. So each consists of an unstressed syllable. It's followed by stressed syllable. So in one line we see 10 syllables, 5 unstressed syllables and 5 stressed syllables. Total 10 syllables per line. So this is iambic pentameter. Let's learn about the poet William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was an English poet, playwright, and actor, and he was born in 1564, died in 1616, and he was the greatest writer in the English language. He affectionately nicknamed Bard of Avon. Bard means a poet, so it's an old word for poet. Bard is an old word for a poet, and he was born in Stratford-upon-Avon. So that's why he was called Bard of Avon. Avon is the Stratford-upon-Avon is a town on the river Avon. He married Anne Hathaway and had 3 children. He wrote approximately 38 plays, or in some sources we see 39 or 37. So approximately 38 plays, 154 sonnets, and several poems. His plays were translated into major languages in the world and performed around the world. He produced his work between 1589 and 1630. So his works include comedies, histories, and tragedies, tragicomedies, romantic comedies. So his plays. And his great tragedies are Macbeth, Hamlet, Othello, Romeo and Juliet, and King Lear. Let's see quatrain 1, line 1. When to the sessions of sweet silent thought, I summon up remembrance of things past. So sessions means formal meetings like courtroom session, and the sweet silent thought, it means deep reflective and peaceful contemplation. Here the poet opens with a metaphor. So here it's a metaphor comparing his meditative silence to a court session. So we see summon up. means to call forth like a judge calling a case. So when he was uh, during his quiet times, he recalls the past. So remembrance of things past. So it means he recalls the past. Recalls the past. It means memories of past events. So during his quiet times. So uh, during his contemplation, he recalls his past events, memories of past actions. So here, and he regrets over lost opportunities, unfulfilled desire, and wasted time resurface. So here, I say the lack of many a thing I sought. So the lack means loss. So he regrets. Here, sigh means to express a regret or sadness. The poet expresses a sadness over the lack of many a thing and lack of his unfulfilled desires, and he over his regrets over lost opportunities. So he lost so many opportunities. Thing I sought, and with old woes and new wail, my dear time's waste. Old woes, past sorrows. Okay. New wail, lamenting again. So to cry again. Here, the phrase dear time's waste. So this suggests a painful awareness of how precious time has been lost. So dear time's waste, the precious time that has been lost, or the precious time that has been misused. So the poet here laments over his past action, and he mourns over his uh, loss of valuable time. So he in this uh, quatrain we see the mood of sadness, and the poem opens with a contemplation, mood of sadness, and at last in the couplet we see a consolation. Here the poet complains, but we see at the end of the poem in couplet we see a kind of consolation. So in the first quatrain, so these the poet memories bring back sorrow or missed opportunities, and he mourns valuable time, how much valuable time has been wasted. In the second quatrain, the speaker becomes more emotional as he reflects on the people he has lost. So, then can I drown an eye unused to flow. Drown an eye means to cry heavily, unused to flow, not accustomed to crying. So, so with these lines, we can understand that the poet may not often cry, but in these moments of memory, he sheds uh, tears for beloved friends who have died, precious friends, hidden deaths, dateless nights. So this is a personification. Here, poet implies personification, death, the precious friends, beloved friends, dear friends, hidden deaths, dateless night. So here the poet says that even though he may not cry often, unused to flow, not accustomed to cry, he may not cry often. In these moments of memory, he shed tears for his beloved friends, for his beloved of friends, dear friends who have died. So those now hidden in death's dateless night. Next. And weep afresh love's long since cancelled woe, and mourn the expense of many a vanished sight. Here, weep afresh means cry again. So love's long since cancelled over the past pains of love that he thought were forgotten. So weep afresh. He also feels the pain of old love once again. So he feels the pain of old love, the past pains of love once again, even though it has long been forgotten. The phrase weep afresh shows how powerful memory is in bringing back deep feelings. So next, and mourn the expense of many advanced sight. Here, mourn is to grieve or lament. Expense, it means loss. Many advanced sight. So this phrase vanished sight refers to lost experiences or who people he once saw but can no longer see. So he lost his dear friends. Now he no longer see those dear beloved friends. So this phrase suggests one's side to lost experiences or lost people. In the third quatrain of the poem, the poet continues to express how during these reflections, during a meditative silence, he re-experiences past griefs. So here, tell over means count up four bemoan sorrows suffered in the past. So then can I grieve at grievances foregone. So foregone means past, earlier actions or past things. So here the poet talks about reliving old pains as though they are new and heavily from woe to woe, tell over. He mourns again the sorrows he had already cried over and feels as though he is paying an emotional debt all over again. Here, the sad account of foe bemoaned mourn. So sorrows suffered in the past, which I knew pay, as if not paid before. New pay means to suffer again. So he is suffering again for past actions. He is crying, lamenting again for past actions, as if the past pain had never been felt. So here the poet uses accounting imagery, sad account of, to describe how he emotionally repays sorrow over and over again. So he emotionally repairing sorrow over and over again, despite already having mourned those losses. This is paying again. So he is suffering new payments. He is suffering again for old woes, and the it, about the past pain he already suffered a lot. So this shows that the old wounds still affect him and the emotional pain doesn't always fade with time. So let's see a final couplet. So in three quatrains, the poet expresses sadness, grief over his past events, and he recalls memories of past events, and he worried a lot, and he laments again over and over. But in the final couplet, we see the poem shifts dramatically. See, but so the poet, uh, the tone of the poet changes. The poem tone changes dramatically, suddenly. But if the while I think on thee, dear friend. So here, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end. So in the final couplet, the tone of the poem shifts dramatically. The speaker says, that whenever he thinks about a, a dear friend, a beloved friend, all his sorrows vanish. Sorrows end. All his sorrows vanish, and his losses seem to be restored. So, in the three quatrains, he complains, he expresses grief, and he uh, expresses sadness in those three quatrains. But in the final couplet, the poet shifts to joy, sorrow to joy. So here, whenever he thinks about a dear friend, all his sorrows comes to an end. The thought of his beloved person is so powerful that it brings comfort and joy that erase the pain of the past. So here he forgets all the pain of the past when he thinks about a friend, a dear friend. So let's see what are the literary devices in the poem. Alliteration. Alliteration, it's a repetition uh, of initial consonant sounds. It's not letters. Repetition of initial consonant sounds. For example, you see sessions, sweet, silent, thought. A repetition of the sound in this. So this is called alliteration. Then the volta. Volta is shifting tone. So in the poem, in the final couplet, we see there is a dramatic shift in the couplet, the final lines. So that is called volta. So in the three quatrains, the poet expressed sadness or grief over his past actions. But in the end, in the final couplet, it shifts his the poem, the tone of the poem shifts dramatically. So this is called volta. Volta is a turn or transition in a sonnet's main argument or theme. Okay. So this dramatic shift from sorrow to joy. This is a summary of the poem Sonnet 30 by William Shakespeare, and I have given you a link in the description box for notes, and you click the link and get uh, the notes from my blog English language-lib.blogspot.com. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you very much.